We start tonight with breaking news out of Portland's Centennial neighborhood. What police first thought was a hit and run has now turned to a homicide investigation. Police say they found the victim dead in the street near Southeast 148th and Carruthers just before 5:30 tonight. At first, they believed the person was hit and killed by a vehicle. That theory was tossed out by the medical examiner. The investigation was handed over to homicide detectives, but no cause of death has been released yet. Anyone with information should contact Portland police. And now to our other top story tonight. A mother and her 2-year-old daughter are expected to survive after a 50-foot fall at a popular tourist destination. They were hiking at Multnomah Falls this afternoon when it happened. Christelle Kumwe talked to some of the Good Samaritans who stepped up to help while emergency crews were on their way.
On a rainy Sunday afternoon,
we decided to walk up here because we wanted to see the actual falls.
These friends from the University of Oregon made their way to the gorge to check out Multnomah Falls. But it wasn't the typical hike they expected.
As soon as we got about halfway, we heard some yelling, like a woman at the top of her lungs. Like we heard, "Help me, help me."
Cries for help from a mother who had fallen off a hiking trail with her 2-year-old daughter. Hope Monahan and her friends got there right after it happened.
Back up, but then the grandmother came because she was like, "Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?" And her daughter was the one in the water, and then her granddaughter was the one like right there.
The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says the toddler started to slip off one of the main trails. When her mother tried to help, they both fell about 50 feet into a creek. Officials with Multnomah Falls say hikers and bystanders sprang into action to help.
So we started gathering what we could from the gift shop, blankets and coats. And then by the time I was able to bring them out here, a lot of great people, Good Samaritans, were already surrounding the little one with blankets and coats.
The baby was crying nonstop, like her head. I think she has probably some head injuries. But yeah, thankfully there was a bunch of people here to help.
The mother and daughter were taken to the hospital. Both are expected to survive. That's a relief for these three who cut their hiking trip short after what they had just witnessed.
Hearing words of people being like, "She fell, someone slipped, someone is in the water, broken legs," it's raining. It was raining on us and we're waiting there. So obviously at the end we were like, it's probably not a good idea to go up there anyways.
It's always challenging in the gorge for us to prepare visitors for the terrain and the conditions.
State Park Ranger Jamin Lee says as the weather changes, visitors need to be able to assess the dangers around them.
Right now, I'll say we're talking about really slippery terrain, uneven footing, potential for landslides.
A situation that could have been worse if not for the quick action and kindness of strangers.
There were just a lot of people here helping out the kid, and a lot of people ran down to make sure that the mom was okay, and everyone was helping everyone out. Some people were taking off everything that they had.
Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.
The gun violence in Portland continues. Today, police arrested a man for allegedly firing a gun in southwest Portland. Officers were called to the area when people living there heard at least 2 gunshots. When they got there, they heard more shots. They found 39-year-old Eric Lee Presley Jr. hiding in bushes and arrested him. Later, they found a weapon and loaded magazine. Presley faces charges of felon in possession of a firearm, unlawful use of a firearm, and unlawful discharge of a weapon. Oregon and Washington are set to collect billions of dollars as part of the newly passed infrastructure bill in D.C. Galen Etlin follows up on the impact and what you could start to see here at home.
The I-5 bridge spanning Oregon and Washington has about 125,000 vehicles cross it per day. Plans for a new multi-billion-dollar bridge have been in the works for years.
That project absolutely would compete very well against any bridge across the country.
In April, Travis Brower with the Oregon Department of Transportation told KGW it's one of the biggest projects that could gain from President Joe Biden's newly passed trillion-dollar infrastructure bill.
A truly transformative set of investments.
Really an exciting time.
Catherine Beninati also works with ODOT.
We want to put these dollars to use as soon as possible.
ODOT has planned projects for years and is ready for this money. A projected $1.2 billion will come to Oregon over the next 5 years. That will go toward highway and bridge work to improve safety and seismic integrity, mass transit investments, electric vehicle charging stations, and carbon emissions reduction with biking and walking projects.
This money is really coming to Oregon, not just ODOT.
That means about $200 million will also go to cities and counties for their own local projects.
That is badly needed.
Washington Senator Patty Murray says this bill will spur jobs and fix problems.
Every community in our state will benefit from this bill.
Washington will get about $1.8 billion for transportation.
Earth-shaking.
Oregon Congressman Earl Blumenauer says both states will get money to expand broadband and clean water services for hundreds of thousands of people. Wildfire prevention is also included.
It's big, it's bold, it's what America needs.
There'll be jobs in every part of the country.
President Biden's infrastructure plan saw a lot of cuts to get passed, down to about $1 trillion from more than $2 trillion. To pay for it, some unused money is being repurposed, but the Congressional Budget Office said the bill would add $256 billion to the deficit over 10 years. But locally, ODOT says the need is now, with many bridges past their 50-year lifespan.
What would your response be to just the enormity of the scale of these projects?
The scope of the need is also enormous. We're going to have to close off some of those bridges if we can't replace them.
ODOT plans to go over the bill and release more information about the next steps this week. Galen Etlin, KGW News.
Well, in just about an hour, the U.S. will lift pandemic travel restrictions that have been barring many international visitors since March of 2020. The restrictions have stopped most visitors from the European Union, UK, South Africa, India, Brazil, and China from flying into the U.S. For anyone who's using PDX soon, well, you're not likely to see any changes for several months. According to an airport spokesperson, they're still rebuilding direct international flights from PDX. Those are going to Mexico and Canada. The airport expects the return of transoceanic flights this coming spring. We've got a success story for you, and it's all about donuts. Portland's Blue Star Donuts and Coffee is making a comeback out of the pandemic. KGW's Tim Gordon went to the grand opening of Blue Star's new store.
They lined up all the way around the corner at Southwest 17th and Jefferson. Sunday at 11 a.m., Blue Star brought its gourmet donuts to the Goose Hollow neighborhood.
You're more than welcome to go in. We are ready.
And opened its doors, offering free donuts for their grand opening. Started in 2012, at its height, Portland's Blue Star had 9 shops and 100 employees. The pandemic nearly ended all of that. In fact, the company had to declare bankruptcy and reorganize. And so today,
it's emotional. I'm just really grateful. I really appreciate, again, like I said, people, our fans in our community showing up when we needed it the most.
Co-founder Katie Pope has some new investors, but is still in charge. She says the pandemic has been so tough on so many food-related businesses. The only silver lining for Blue Star, they found a way to develop their wholesale business.
So now we're in the Northwest, up in Seattle, over 40 grocery stores and wholesale partners. And that's been a really important, new line of business for us that we plan to expand all through the West Coast.
But Sunday was all about the people in this line.
Can't pass up a donut, so.
People like Kira and Adam Billick and their 2 little boys.
What do you think about free donuts?
Did you come from near or far?
No, we live in Portland. We Laurelhurst neighborhood. Follow them on Instagram. Eaten their donuts for years, so
excited to see them back here.
Yeah.
Following COVID protocols, Blue Star slowly worked its way through the crowd. This location is the former home of the Oregon Culinary Institute, which did not survive the pandemic.
Some of our current and former staff went to school here, and we want to honor that.
And it looks like the move here is paying off.
The neighborhood has been awesome. They've just, from day one, when are you going to open? When are you going to open? And then this turnout here, this is fantastic.
Tim Gordon.
We're so happy to be here.
KGW News.